deeply grateful to the university. It is a huge honor, and thank you very, very much for acknowledging me and those around me on our journey. I want to acknowledge the parents, as a fellow parent, to have got and supported and loved and financed largely your children to get into the university, to keep them in school, all those phone calls that you got, and then to have the joy and the pleasure of seeing them cross the stage today, young adults graduate from the business school. To the students, what can I say to all of you at this stage of your journey? First of all, the world that you're about to embark into is all about rate of change. Just around the time that you were born, this thing called the internet, your parents and I and others were trying to figure out, what is this internet? And the business guys were trying to figure out, how could you take this connectivity between computers and build businesses and commerce and e-commerce? So the iPhone only came along 12 years ago. So we got the internet 20 years ago, around the time we were born. Right? Other people trying to figure out how to use it. And then 07, Steve Jobs comes on out, brings out the iPhone. It's an absolute, total game changer. And that was before you even had apps. Imagine a world without apps, without the Facebook and the WhatsApp, without being able to walk down Merrion Street talking to your friend in Dubai on a video phone. You think that's normal. It wasn't for us. But here's the story. What's this trajectory that you're on? What's this rate of change? What is technology driving? And more importantly, how's that going to look for you in your careers? Where are you going to come along and plug in along this chart of growth, of evolution of technology, and where are you going to engage, and how? I'll give one example. Electric cars. Very few of us arrived here today in our electric Tesla. I'm going to guess less than 5. An electric car. Most of us are all driving around in those smelly, carbon-producing, fuel-consuming cars. Here we are. The guy that stands here, or the lady who stands here in, say, 20 years, who may be sitting in the audience, will be joking and remembering how, like the iPhone and like the internet, electric cars have just started. There's 5.4 million electric cars on the planet as you graduate today. That's at 64% more than was here this time last year. The world is changing, and the word that you guys are hearing is all about disruption. I'm going to build disruptive business models. So just hold that mindset, and let's go forward again. So electric cars, that's only half the clever stuff. Self-driving, autonomous, auto-driving cars. I can unplug my Tesla in Austin, Texas, take it to the top of the street where there's a dual carriageway, tell it there's a big iPad in there, tell it which shopping center you're going to, and press go. Today, there are thousands of cars in Austin, Texas, driving themselves. Welcome to 2019, the point in time when you left UCD with your graduate degree. But let's say more. What about the drones coming in the gardens, dropping off the pizza? What about Amazon bypassing FedEx and wanting to drop the drone in your back garden with your shopping? Is it so crazy? To most of us on the outside, yes it is. To all of you guys, no it's not. Where are you going to plug in on the rate of change of technology? Where are you going to engage and how? Me, I'm getting excited about personal drones. There are already 5 companies, including Boeing, including Larry Page from Google, funding step in, strap on, and go. Now that starts to excite me. And that's probably 5 or 10 years ahead. They're flying already. Welcome to the world that you've landed in. So what do? First of all, information has become a commodity. It's available to all. So if so, then what? Then it's all about imagination and innovation. It's all about looking at the same information that you're each going to get and turning it upside down and back to front and looking at it and thinking about it very differently. If you don't, then you're me too. That's old school. If you do, you're looking forward and you're thinking in different ways of disrupting and changing the way products and services are being delivered. Second thing I offer you is this. Play the long game. They say it's not a sprint. It's not. It's a long game. So what does that mean? That means that we need to think in terms of our career as a series of cycles and setbacks that are opportunities to learn and grow. Those opportunities and learn to grow are also available on the internet. There are so many teachers and so many experts beyond those that you've listened to for the last 3 years on podcasts, on downloads, on videos, on TED Talks, that know more about that subject that you're interested in than you know already. You've left school with a skeleton of knowledge. Now's the time to put the experience through the learning and growing upon that skeleton in order that you can move your careers forward. And I offer you 2 last thoughts: purpose and passion. Let's start with passion. Whatever it is that you choose to do when you leave the room today, whatever job you've already signed up for, whatever startup you're joining, do that which you love to do. If you don't know what you love to do, keep asking the question. Do that which you love to do. Don't follow a path because it's going to make mum and dad happy, because you think that's what they want you to do. It's not going to lead you to where your heart and head are really trying to get you to. So whatever you do, do it with, for me, passion. I was fascinated about how can you use computers to beat Wall Street? How can you use computers and mathematical models and real-time data and model that in such a way that you could generate predictive signals telling you where the stock market was going tomorrow, or generating buy-sell signals in the currency markets? That's what fascinated me. That's what drove me for my whole career. And we ended up with some software that helped people do just that. Purpose. This is a great time in life to step out of here and look for your purpose in life. In the world of social entrepreneurs, in the world of impact investing, there are so many opportunities to start and join mission-driven businesses, ones that put social purpose ahead of and alongside creating profit. Never has there been such a ripe environment to take your skills into a world where business can do good. In the corporate world, there too. Conscious capitalism. It used to be, it's all about doing what's in the interest of the shareholder, the investor, the business owner. That model is not applicable anymore. The modern thinking, the current thinking, the thinking as you go out into the world is, how do we best serve our suppliers? How do we best serve our customers? How do we best serve our employees? And then we will be serving our shareholders. As you join companies, you will want them to be engaged in their community. You'd want to feel associated and proud with companies that are doing well and doing good in the world. So take your skills, take your experiences, recognize that you're at the early stages of learning and growing, even though you have the piece of paper and even though you get to wear the fancy gown. This is the start of the journey. The journey will be one that challenges you and changes you. And I wish you every success. I wish that you go on the path with purpose and passion, with imagination and innovation. Thank you for this opportunity speaking to you.